Oh boy. Um this game. This game. I don't know what to think. I really don't know, but yeah, anyway, I'm here to give you my thoughts on the Warface Beta that I played last night. And before I get into it, I would just like to apologize that I don't have any gameplay footage of this game to put on this video as a backdrop because for some reason Windows Movie Maker just doesn't really like me anymore. I mean, I don't know what I did to piss it off. Maybe I pissed it off somehow. I don't know, but it stopped liking me. So until I get it fixed or until I figure out what's wrong, unfortunately there will not be any gameplay on my videos. But I do have recorded gameplay of this game on my Twitch, which I will link in the description if you want to check it out with my live commentary to see some of the things I'm about to talk about, because you may not believe it, or maybe you will, but it's nice to have some type of evidence when you're talking about a game, because I've actually seen some gameplay videos of this game not having some of the issues that I had. But who knows? But yeah, anyway, the Warface Beta. I saw a lot of people on my Twitter and everywhere else was talking about it, and I noticed it was made by Crytek, and I was like, okay, I'll sign up for it. It could be a little fun game to play. It's a closed beta, and you would think as a closed beta, they would treat it like it was special. It's not like the Battlefield 4 beta that was basically available to everybody at a certain date that everybody could just download and then play. No, this was a closed beta. You had to sign up for it and be picked and given a code to play it. So you would think they would treat it with some sort of respect. But we'll get into that in a minute. We will get into that in a minute. So I signed up for it and I actually got a code. And I was like, oh, cool. I will definitely try this out. And I actually prematurely ended something that I was doing just so I could get right into it and play it. Because I actually wanted to check it out. Because, you know what? I'm all for trying new shooters. Because, you know what? I'm tired of the same old shooters getting praise. Like the Call of Duties and I hate to say it, the Battlefields now. I would like to see a new shooter hit the scene and maybe be a little fun. So, yeah, I was actually looking forward to trying it out. So anyway, I started up. And then, of course, it asked me for all this information. User terms and agreements and stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. One of them was actually 23 pages, by the way. And I don't wish or hope they would think people would read all 23 of those pages. But whatever. And it asked me if I wanted to try basic training, like just tutorials and stuff. And I was like, you know what the hell? I play shooters, so you know what? But I'll still try it out because you know what? It might have some different things that I might need to know before I hop in online. Soon as I started the training, I noticed something. The graphics were absolutely horrific. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. You should have seen my jaw drop. And not in a good way. Soon as I was actually put into the game. They looked like, maybe this was just my particular copy of this beta. I don't know. They looked like PlayStation 2 graphics. I thought I was playing some type of spin-off Call of Duty game on the PlayStation 2. I couldn't believe it. And I was looking around the environments. I was just looking around and I just couldn't believe it. It looked that bad. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, well, Dan, it's a beta. It's not going to look the best, and it's not going to perform the best because it's a beta. I understand that, but I just would like to explain quickly why I'm a little ticked off by this particular beta having these horrible graphics. This was made by Crytek. Crytek is known for its graphics. I mean, look at the Crysis games. Hell, just recently, look at Rise, Son of Rome. Rise, it's got to be one of the best looking games I've seen on consoles. Maybe ever. I'm not kidding. And for them to have these type of graphics, it just doesn't make any sense. It just really doesn't. I mean, I thought the Battlefield 4 beta had horrible graphics when I played it on 360. This made that look like Rise. It made the Battlefield 4 beta look like it had perfect graphics. It was that bad. But you know what? Maybe if the game is fun, it'll make up for that. But then I noticed something else. There was no sound. I shit you not, there was no sound whatsoever. And when I first saw that, I was freaking out. I'm not going to lie. I was freaking out. I thought maybe something was wrong with my 360. Maybe there was something wrong with my television. I was messing with the 360 controls. And I was messing with my TV to make sure there wasn't nothing wrong with it. And no matter what I did, there was no sound. I did everything. I upped the volume. I lowered the volume. I hit the home button on the 360 controller so you could hear that little bloop noise. I didn't hear that. I was freaking out. I then later found out that it was the game that did that. So the game not only muted the sound in the game somehow, it muted the 360 as well. Because after I played the tutorial, I backed out of the beta, and all of a sudden I could hear sounds. I could hear the normal 360 sounds when you move across the tiles and everything. And then when I went back into the beta, there was sound. So the tutorial, at least for me, had no sound, and it muted the 360 sound as well somehow. So, yeah, let's just say at the end of the tutorial, we're not off to a great start. We're not off to a great start whatsoever. But I still gave it a chance because I'm a forgiving person. If playing online is actually fun, I can forgive those little bumps in the road. So, I get online. Oh, actually, before I talk about that, I would just like to say, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with the controls here. Now, I know popular opinion is that, oh, we don't want to make our game like Call of Duty or Battlefield because we don't want to risk ourselves being called copycats. So, we're going to add in little new stuff to make us seem different. Well, guess what they decided to do? They decided to really mess up the controls. You know, to throw a grenade on most games, you hit right bumper on the 360 controller. Yeah, kind of easy. You hit the button, throw the grenade. Very easy. Very simple. No, in this game, at least with my control scheme, the default control scheme that I had with the game, you had to hit left on the D-pad and then hit right trigger to throw the grenade. What? Why would you make something as simple as throwing a grenade longer than it has to be? Because the point of throwing a grenade, is to do something quick. It's a quick reaction to something. Like, oh, there's an enemy and they're hiding. Oh, let me throw a grenade up there real quick. No, not with this game. You have to hit left on the D-pad, pull the grenade out of your wherever it pulls it out of, and then you have to hit right trigger to rear it back and throw it. And it's also slow animation too, by the way. Yeah, like what? Now what you're probably thinking, okay, well what could be right bumper? What could be right bumper? You want to know what right bumper was? At least for whatever I had it set up to, because I didn't change any of the settings, really. Like, I don't know if there's different classes. I think there are, because I've seen images of the game and stuff talk about different classes, so I must have been a support class, because right bumper pulled out an ammo crate. Right bumper pulled out an ammo crate. So, now I know you're probably thinking, okay, it's got ammo crates. It's kind of like Battlefield, you know, teamwork. If your teammate needs ammo, you could share the ammo, and they can get ammo, and everybody can be happy, and you get points for it, and stuff like that. It works great in Battlefield. Because not only do you get to help your team, you also get something in return. You get some points. It's cool. No, not with this game. You want to know what you have to do it in this game? You have to actually physically hand them the ammo. And they got to physically accept it. And you get nothing for it. Or at least I didn't when I did the tutorial. What the hell were they thinking? What the hell were they thinking? I don't know. I really don't know. But, finally hop into online at the end of the tutorial. You didn't think it didn't get worse yet? Oh, I was in for a surprise. I was in for a big surprise. Let me tell you. First off, Team Deathmatch, at least the Team Deathmatch that I played, was 4v4. I don't know if that was a full game or not. I don't think it was. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, you know, people were complaining about Titanfall 6v6. Yeah, play Warframe 4v4. Not very fun. So yeah, most of my time playing online was spent being frozen looking at a network disconnect error message. But you know what, that's nothing new. I mean, Call of Duty's got that connection interrupted thing that comes on. You want to know what happens in this game? You just freeze there, but sometimes it does not freeze your enemies, and they will shoot you while you're standing there, frozen from the network disconnect. If that doesn't define unfair, and if that doesn't define bullshit, I don't know what does. And I know it's not my it's not my internet, because I usually get good connections. So yeah, that's not very fun. That was not very fun. And another thing I noticed playing it online, maybe it was just me. I don't know. Maybe some of you who've played it have different experiences. The hit markers, because you know hit markers, they're normal in shooters, seeing hit markers and stuff. The hit markers, when I played, were delayed. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds very crazy. But that's what I saw. They were delayed. I would hit somebody, nothing would happen, then all of a sudden the hit markers would flash like a second, maybe a little bit more than a second, after I fired the bullet. I know that there's bullet drops and stuff like that, but trust me, I've played a lot of shooters. These were delayed hit markers. So most of the time, I wouldn't even know if I'm actually doing damage to somebody. I mean, I really wouldn't know if I'm actually doing damage to them or not. It's very annoying. Especially when I was playing these big free-for-all matches. And let me tell you, the free-for-all matches in this Warface Beta are crazy. And these would be fun if everything around it didn't suck. Because it's like they put you in these very tiny maps, but they have quite a sizable number of players in free-for-all. So it's like you can't stop to rest because you could be hit from anywhere. It actually I like things like that because it kind of builds up the tension, and it stops camping essentially, at least partially, which I'm always fond of because I absolutely hate camping in shooters. I absolutely hate it. Unless you're camping to heal, then like just to sit in a corner and like get your health back, like in Battlefield and stuff. I'm not a fan of camping at all, period. I'm sorry, I'm not. But anyway. So yeah. Those matches with the delayed hit markers and the network disconnects, just insanely crazy. And they went horrible, at least for me. And I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know what they were thinking with this game. I really don't know. But I know what you're probably thinking at this point. You know, you've trashed the game. Is there anything you liked about it? Dan, is there anything you liked about the beta? Because there's got to be the one thing. Even in games that we end up not really liking as much, there's got to be at least one thing you like about it that you could say, you know what, that's not that bad. And there's got to be something about this, right? Right? Well, yeah, actually there was one thing. I know you were probably thinking I was going to say, wrong, there was nothing I liked about this. No, there was actually one thing I actually liked about this game. I like the fact that you can team up with one of your teammates and help each other up ledges. I think that's kind of a cool feature because it promotes teamwork. Hey, you want to get up on that ledge? You're going to need someone's help. And if you know what, if you're playing with a friend, then that's perfect because you can help each other out. It's kind of like in Battlefield where you could share ammo and the med packs and stuff with your teammates and your friends. I like that stuff. It's just a damn shame everything around that one mechanic that I like was beyond freaking horrible. This has to be one of the worst shooters, even in beta form, that I've ever played. It almost depressed me. It came close. It came close to actually really depressing me because I actually was looking forward to playing it. Like I said earlier in this video, I actually stopped what I was doing prematurely because I wanted to really try it out. And you know what? While I was playing this and sitting in my chair right here, and I was looking at my television, after face palming, figuring like, what the hell did I just see? What the hell did I just experience? And I have some games stacked up in front of my television because I'm kind of too lazy to put them back on my shelf. And guess what was at the top of the game pile? Battlefield 3. And it was staring right at me. And it was like it was saying to me, why are you playing this garbage? Why are you not playing me? I'm in your disc tray at that moment. Why would you do that? And you know what? My copy of Battlefield 3 was right. It was. It was right. You know, there's not many times you could say that an actual video game can speak to you hypothetically and be correct. This is one of those times. I almost got to the point where I wanted to basically wash myself of this, whatever this is, and play a better shooter. Ugh. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I pretty much hit everything that I wanted to hit on. So yeah. Now you're probably asking, no, will you ever go back to this? Will you ever try out the actual game when it comes out? Yada, 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 etc., etc. I will only, and I'm telling you guys this, I will only go back to this beta, assuming that the beta is still up, is if one of you guys has the beta, wants to play it with me, actually invites me to a game, and we could probably laugh at it together, or be miserable together, whichever you prefer. Because this probably would have been slightly more enjoyable if I had a buddy to share this experience with. This, whatever this was. So yeah, I'm never going back in the game solo. Ever. I'm not risking that. I'm not. So yeah, if you played it, let me know what you think, and if there's things you disagree with me with, excuse me, disagree with me about, then please let me know. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time.